Hey guys, what is up? This is Matt. Today it's me once again. And this is something that I haven't really been doing that often, but first off, I just want to say I really appreciate the feedback you guys gave me on my top 10 reasons why physical media should always be an option. So because of that, I decided to give you guys a little bonus. Throughout this month, I have really been wanting to focus on getting more physical media, but I just really haven't been doing it as much. And no, I'm not losing interest in it. No, that is far from the case. It's just due to the fact that it's nearly been a year since I started living on my own officially. And because of that, I haven't really been able to focus on getting physical media as often. Then again, I have a room full of this stuff. So you might call that hypocritical, but whatever. That physical media collector inside me has really been having the urge to get more physical media because I am just tired of seeing those clickbait and rumors things where physical media is coming to an end. There will be no more physical media. So that just gives me the urge to want to go out and buy more. Or I shouldn't really say go out because, of course, a lot of stores have been getting rid of it, but I mentioned all of that in my top 10 list. So if you guys still haven't checked that out, I highly recommend checking it out. But thankfully, in terms of physical media, there do still exist some stores, not having a whole lot of them, but still having them regardless. Walmart still has those occasional new releases as well as those TV collections that they have on the side, and sometimes they'll get in steelbooks, and sometimes they'll have other movies on the side. So they're still trying to bring it in unless they decide to pull another Best Buy on us or another Target. Another place you can still get physical media, though it's rather quite expensive, is Barnes & Noble. And some of these movies that I am about to show off, I did get from Barnes & Noble. I even made my own account, so I'll get rewards, so that way I can get discounts on more movies. And they actually do have a big amount of discounts on movies, even if you don't have an account, I believe. Yeah, but of course, if I have no other choice but to get them on Amazon, I will get them on Amazon. But without any more delays, let's get into what you came in here for. What did I get the past month? I got 10 pieces of physical media, 9 Blu-rays or 4Ks, well some are Blu-rays and 4Ks, and 1 being a video game. So let's start off with the movies first, then save the video game for last. First off, I got Chinatown, Roman Polanski's 1970, when did this come out? 1974 masterpiece. And yeah, we all know how much of a creep Roman Polanski is. In terms of, well, I don't really need to get into that, but regardless, I still think his movies are phenomenal. And it's actually been a really long time since I watched Chinatown. I do have the Blu-ray Steelbook of Chinatown, but because there was a 4K release, I was bound to get it. So if I were to rewatch the movie, I would watch the 4K, but the style of this poster looks really cool. I mean, with that artwork and the shaded design, it just looks absolutely stellar. It is so good to look at. Jack Nicholson, Faye Dunaway, one of their most iconic films. While my personal pick for Roman Polanski's best film is always going to be Rosemary's Baby, I still remember absolutely loving this film, and I definitely do want to rewatch it, so I know it's definitely going to be worth it. And yes, I got this from Barnes & Noble for like 30% off. It was originally $28.99, but it ended up being $21.99, so that's actually not bad. That was a pretty good deal. Alright, next up is one of the most popular, if not the most popular musicals of the year, and probably the best musical of the year. A lot of people have been agreeing to that, but the Academy still thinks it's that movie they released on Netflix that really shouldn't have that many Oscar nominations. Shouldn't even have one, but I shouldn't get into that. Let me talk about the actual best musical of 2024, Wicked. This should have been a disaster. This should have just been another cash grab, but lo and behold, it was actually fantastic. John M. Chu is certainly becoming a master when it comes to adapting musicals, and he does such a great job with this film. Now, this has 60 minutes of bonus content, which you can't really get with streaming, It also includes both the theatrical and sing-along edition because everybody knew that, audiences were going to sing in the theater, and most of them did, causing people to want to walk out. So when they released it again, they added in the option of course, the sing-along version, though I saw an early screening. Thankfully, no one sang along, so I was able to enjoy the movie without having to hear any sort of annoyance, especially since it was in a massive crowd. But yeah, what can I say about Wicked? It is one of my favorite films to come out in 2024. Even though it ranked at number 10, that's still not saying a whole lot. I cannot wait for the sequel. Wicked for Good, I think that's what it's called. Originally, it was supposed to be called Wicked Part 2 because this is Part 1, even in the title screen. But regardless, I cannot wait for Wicked Part 2 or For Good. Alright, so next up is actually a couple Blu-rays that you saw in my Paddington in Peru review when I did that opening skit. You obviously know where this is going. Paddington 1 and 2. I never actually had these movies, and I do not understand why I didn't, because I thought these movies were fantastic. I really enjoyed Paddington in Peru as well, though definitely not as much as the first two, especially not the second one. Now, I'm just going to say something here. You know how, if you saw my Paddington in Peru review, in my skit where I was trying to look through streaming to see if they had the Paddington movies, but they only had one. I really wanted to try and get the Blu-rays of Paddington 1 and 2 so I would not have to watch it on streaming, because I am just tired of when a new movie comes out, they're just telling me to stream the movie even though I already have it, but I didn't have Paddington 1 and 2. So I got the Blu-rays 5 days before Paddington in Peru came out. They were supposed to come in on that Tuesday, but they delayed to the next day. And that Wednesday, when I thought I would finally get the movies in my hands so I would be able to watch them just before Paddington in Peru came around, they delayed again. And I was so stressed that I had no choice but to stream them. And I felt so guilty because I just did not want to stream them. I wanted to wait till the Blu-rays came. It's as if Amazon was all like, oh, no. If you want to watch Paddington, you better go and watch those movies. Otherwise, you'll have to watch them after you see Paddington in Peru. I know that's not actually what happened, but that's kind of what it felt like. And I had no choice. I had to watch Paddington on Max, and I had to rent Paddington 2 for a few bucks on Amazon. So yeah, that just got me mad. However, they did come in 30 minutes just before I went to go see Paddington in Peru. And this is why it's a really bad idea that Best Buy and all these other places have just been getting rid of physical media. Put it this way. You go into a store, takes about 5 minutes to grab the movie, go to the counter, purchase it, walk out. But no. They're all like, nah, it's a lot easier if we go online and just wait a few days for it to come. And when it comes, the disc probably fell out and is scratching all up as you move the case around in the case. Or we might have accidentally put it to the wrong doorstep. Or maybe it's gone because someone stole it. Or maybe, just maybe, we just decided to delay. I know, I'm getting way off track here. I should just really be talking about these movies, but yeah, Paddington 1 and 2. I reviewed Paddington 2 on my channel 7 years ago, but I never actually reviewed Paddington 1, but I can say it's still great. Watching it today and watching this today, it's still fantastic. Those movies, I highly recommend giving them a watch. Alright, next up, I never thought they would actually release more of these cartoons on Blu-ray just due to the fact that there was some really dark stuff in this cartoon, but it's one of my favorite cartoon franchises, and knowing the fact that there was another Blu-ray release, Tom and Jerry, a CinemaScope collection. It's like the later era where the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, they started expanding and the animation was slightly a bit better. And yeah, but this includes all 23 shorts plus 3 bonus cartoons. And I love how on the back here it says the complete CinemaScope collection is intended for the adult collector and may not be suitable for children. What really impresses me is the fact that they got all of the shorts, including Blue Cat Blues, which is probably the most controversial just due to the fact that many people had theories that that's how Tom and Jerry died, because it ended with them sitting on train tracks. If that were the case, we wouldn't still be getting so many adaptations, but I don't think they actually died. But yeah, this is in celebration of 85 years. 85 years Tom and Jerry has been around, which is all the more impressive. But I'm a big fan of Tom and Jerry. I have that little Tom and Jerry shelf in my Blu-ray collection, one of my Blu-ray collections, because, you know, I like collecting Tom and Jerry stuff. Probably not as much as Bluey stuff because that's more common to find, but yeah, it just amazes me that they did release the other cartoons on Blu-ray, or at least one of them. There were supposed to be like 3 sets, but they decided to cut it because, you know, originally the second Blu-ray to the Golden Collection was supposed to cut out 2 of the cartoons because of its racial and its sensitive themes. When literally the Golden Collection literally had cartoons that I'd never even watched before as a kid, but after looking them on physical media, I was all like, okay, I get it. But hey, I have them now, so if I wanted to be scarred, knowing the fact that, you know, it had some really dark moments, then yeah, I could just watch that. But I really hope one of these days, because they release this, they do consider like adding in all those cartoons in the set, just really trying to consider, because hey, most people stream now, so just give them an option, because watching Mac or Tom and Jerry on Max was not the best way to watch it, because all the episodes were just out of order, and yeah, that was just an absolute struggle. But yeah, it's nice to know that some people do care, and one of these days, I really hope they do consider more justice for Tom and Jerry on physical media rather than just the DVDs, because I do have the whole DVD set of all those original cartoons, so... But I've always been more of a Blu-ray guy, just due to that's higher quality, and it doesn't scratch nearly as bad as DVD does. That's usually why I'm preferring. But yeah, but hey, they said DVD was gonna die a long time ago, and it still exists. So chances are, there's a chance they'll still have physical media around. I hope that's the case. But anyways, let's move on to another one of the best films to come out in 2024, and one of the most iconic horror films, The Substance. I tried walking into a store, they did not have the 4K, but I really wanted to get the 4K, and the 4K looks absolutely good. You know, I get to watch all that mayhem and stuff and all that obsession in 4K, in absolute massive high definition. And what I really like about this Blu-ray set is the fact that the Blu-ray side has Demi Moore, but the 4K disc has Margaret Qualley, which I think is really unique, and knowing the fact that they still managed to add some creativity with their Blu-rays, it's another reason why it should always still be around and not just, you know, be dying in the dust, because, like I said, it still matters, and the industry needs to get that in their heads by now, but I know they're not caring at all as long as they get their money for their precious streaming services. Alright, next up is another one of the best movies to come out in 2024, and another one of the best horror movies to come out in 2024, Nosferatu. Nosferatu. I absolutely loved Nosferatu. I may prefer the other versions, the other theatrical versions that came out in the 1900s, you know, the original silent film, but this is still an excellent recreation of that classic story. Robert Eggers should really be proud of what he's done with this. I know a lot of people have made fun of Nosferatu's mustache and all that, which, yeah, it is a bit odd, but I still thought Bill Skarsgård gave a very, very phenomenal performance all around. And this includes both the theatrical and extended cut, which the extended cut is only like 4 minutes longer, which isn't really a whole lot. It also does include deleted scenes, though I have a feeling those deleted scenes are... You can let me know in the comments if the deleted scenes are part of the extended cut, or if they're just also added bonus features. I'd like to know that, but, or, you know, I could just watch it for myself because I have the 4K, and I tried looking for it at Walmart. They have the DVD and the Blu-ray, but they didn't have it, so I had to wait 5 days for Amazon to deliver this, which is why I wanted to make this video sooner, but couldn't, because, you know, Amazon. That's the only way you can get things now, and just hope to God it doesn't get damaged. But alright, next up is Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Another movie that I've been really meaning to rewatch. I remember really enjoying the songs, and its gothic style, like, you know, that usual Tim Burton style that we all know and love. It is just... This is going to look absolutely great on 4K. I actually do have the original Blu-ray, which this does have the original features. So yeah, it's good to know that, you know, it has, you know, both discs. just like almost every other 4K Blu-ray set. But yeah, I absolutely love this movie. It's by far one of Tim Burton's, one of his best films in my opinion, and I definitely do want to rewatch this because it was just so unique, like in terms of, you know, its style and Johnny Depp's performance. I miss that old Johnny Depp that we all know and love, but of course he's been struggling with those cases, but you know, all that stuff is over. But the fact is, they just can't give him a good role anymore for some odd reason, and I don't understand why. I don't really feel like he's to blame. It's probably just the movies he's been given. Because hey, the man had it in him, but for some reason they just do him dirty. And that's an absolute shame. I could be wrong about that. There could be other reasons. Anyways, last but certainly not least, for the 4K movies, or the movies in general, the SpongeBob movie. It's amazing knowing the fact that they'll release SpongeBob in 4K, and I cannot wait to see how this looks in 4K, but you know, I was just blown away seeing this in the theater as a kid, and knowing the fact that SpongeBob was coming to the big screen, and it was just an incredible experience, and over 20 years later, I just could not forget it. And I just watched it over and over and over, and just knowing the fact that years later they would actually put it on 4K is all the more amazing. And this is for its 25th anniversary, SpongeBob's 25th anniversary. They gave us that Krabby Patty, which didn't really feel anything more than just another hamburger. This is truly a much better way to celebrate its 25th anniversary by owning this on 4K and not having to go on Paramount Plus or any other streaming service. But yeah, I will say, however, when it comes to this edition and the previous Blu-ray editions, I do like the poster for the very first Blu-ray that was released. I don't know, I just feel like there's a little bit more going on in it rather than, you know, just SpongeBob and Patrick just going up into your faces. But regardless, it's still really nice to know that they did release this on 4K, and yeah. Alright, and finally, for the game, this is a game I've been needing to play for so long because people are saying this is the true Game of the Year. This should have won Game of the Year awards, not Astrobot, which was a complete love letter to gaming in general. But I did play it, and I definitely do think it's worth a playthrough. Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, that's right. I finally managed to get around to playing it. It is hard as balls. I don't even think I'm halfway through the game, but regardless, it's still a lot of fun. However, it's not quite Game of the Year in my opinion. I don't really feel like it's a 10 out of 10 or an A+ or 100 out of 100. I think it's a really good game, but it has a lot of problems that I just can't ignore. Like, in terms of the level design and the fact that most of the time you're using just one weapon. I mean, you do get more, but it's mostly just staff, you're using your staff, but hey, for a first-time developer, it's definitely a good game, but I still stand by that I do think Astrobot was truly the real winner and truly deserved the award. Because, while yes, the narrative is very deep, it's just one of those times that not all games have to have good narratives. It's one of those days where, you know, they just need to be fun again, because a lot of people saying the industry is dying, but Astrobot, that game really gave me hope. And I know it hasn't really been doing as well as it should have, commercially anyways, but regardless, one of these days it will definitely become an absolute classic. But, you know, despite the challenge, despite all that, I do think it's worth playing. It's mostly available on digital because it's not really common to find on store shelves. Like, it's not, as far as I know, it's not at Target, and it's certainly not at Walmart, so I was lucky to find this copy at GameStop. Though it's not in super great condition, I'm still able to play it just fine. But yeah, I don't think it's a perfect game, but I definitely say it's still nice to know that I'm finally able to play this game, and I have been having fun with it. And I definitely see a bright future for these first-time developers, especially since, you know, it's been pleasing audiences all around. But hey, I don't think this is the best game to come out that year. I definitely think Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor ReFantazio, and even Balatro I had more fun with. In fact, this might piss some people off. This was kinda my least favorite pick out of the nominations. I know, I'm gonna piss off a lot of people, but hey, I think it's a good game. I bought it, I tend to keep it, I do tend to wanna finish it, Though that's going to be kind of hard because the new Monster Hunter game is coming out on Friday, and I definitely want to play that. And I know for sure I'm going to be busy on that because, yeah, I'm going to get the physical release of that. I'm going to go out, try and find the physical release because I don't care how long it takes. I am not downloading it digitally because the digital industry just, I refuse to support it unless I have no other option. I can definitely say this is a good amount of stuff that I got right here, and I can say without a doubt I'm happy that I was able to, you know, treat myself a little and show my love for physical media more often. I know throughout this video I've been mentioning the same things over and over. Most of the stuff that I mentioned in my top 10 reasons why physical media should always be an option, but I feel like the word just really needs to be spread more. That we can't always just rely on streaming or digital, and that's why it makes me feel really bad that I've been slacking off on collecting physical media recently and not doing videos about it because, yeah, a lot of you probably are interested. Here's the thing, if you want to see me do more of these collection videos, if you want to see me do more, you know, videos of me showing off new stuff that I got like every single month or so, then here's what you gotta do. Just like the video, subscribe, and show how much you love physical media in the comments, and then I'll try my best to start doing these monthly. Like, by the end of the month, I'll have my monthly vlog and my DVD, Blu-ray video game update videos, and I'll start doing a lot more of those, too. So yeah, just hit the like button, subscribe, comment how much you enjoy physical media, and yeah. Or, you know, you can like the video in general if you did enjoy this video, and subscribe for more movie reviews and all that. But yeah, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Ward out.